So to start off with looking at some of the concepts for you, let's have a look at the front of the property. First of all, what I want to do is create a rock embankment at the roadside. So dig the existing embankment back, build a retaining wall, and get some large rocks in there so we can get some parking. Up near the house, what I really want to do is create a flat, usable space. It's the north aspect, so you get beautiful winter light and some really beautiful days in spring and autumn and so on. And it's a really a good spot to go and utilize. So this one here, what I've done is I've gone for a soft bands of steel filled in with grasses, and the rest of the planting in the front I've gone with succulents and grasses. Up the side of the driveway, I've gone for some big rock retaining walls there, and this one is just showing those steppers up onto the lawn area, filled in with a compactable gravel. And I think that we need some sort of access to get underneath the she oak into the front garden there, which I think I'll probably just plant out. I won't leave it as lawn per se. And then finally, another concept for the front, I've gone for a square look. So the steps are made out of a 200mm band of core 10 filled in with compacted gravel, mixed with big large granite boulders and some vertical sleepers. These are rustic second-hand sleepers retaining the lawn area here. And I want to just do lawn because I think it's just a nice cool and soft area, and we can get the mower down the side and be able to look after it like that. For this middle section between the garage and the pool, it's a pathway that's going to lead you up to the back deck, but a great spot to do a fire pit. Now, shown on this one, I've got gravel paths coming up through indigenous planting, grasses and succulents. I've got the gravel is surrounded by a core 10 band, and then I've got these big granite rocks that surround it at a good seating height of about 450mm. I've made an adjustment to the steps. I really want the steps to come out away from the deck and not back in towards the pool. And I want to put this big steel round feature on the garage wall, which is going to be the wood storage for that space. So this is one concept. The other two concepts are similar in that the path has to go through the middle of that, but it's a really good go-to space. Now this area here, what I've done differently is I've just simply changed the paving material. So instead of a loose gravel, I wanted to go with this is a random stone paving, and it gets laid on a concrete slab, and in terms of maintenance, it's very easy. There's no weeds growing up through it. You don't need to rake it. Keeping it clean is very easy. And I think it's a really great social spot between, right next to the side of the pool. In this particular one, I've built in a seat with a back to it, so it's a little bit more comfortable on at least one half of the space. And in the middle, what I might do is incorporate a little bit more gravel underneath the fire pit itself. And this is similar as the first concept. I've just changed the loose gravel to paving. But I think if you envisage that this space is going to be used quite a bit, I think it's worth having a conversation about the comfort of sitting on just rocks. It's easy enough to bring out cushions to lay them out on there. I like the idea that it's just a spot that you can go and sit at any time. So there was a bit of merit having that seat built into it before with a back to it. But I kind of like the rusticness. I like to offset the house is clean and stark and modern, and I really like offsetting, creating a juxtaposition between a modern house and blending it in with its landscape. So this softening mechanism with grasses and succulents. I've got a couple of little native gums there. I would probably like to put in the Silver Princess or something like that in there, those weeping gums. I think that would look really good. Now, your existing decking, what I've done is I've extended it. I find that the line that it's on at the moment, where it finishes, is too tight a space. And when you have a space that's too tight, you lose this feeling of, spaciousness. It becomes tight and awkward. So this is a really simple concept in the back garden here. So I've got a little patch of lawn, I've got a pizza oven made out of stone, and then just a small curved seat in the corner with the view of being able to store some director's chairs around the back in a shed and bring them out when needed, and actually use the lawn as a space to go to. And then what I've done with this design is I've just upped the ante on it. So I've brought that seat all the way around close to the pool fence. We've got to be careful that we don't get too close to the pool fence. I've put in this nice, cool kind of architectural steel post and cantilever beam structure, and this has curved timbers, a combination of straight and curved timbers around the top, with the view of being able to provide shade during the summer heat. And I want to keep it open. I want to keep the between the posts open. We can hedge or clip the hedge and keep it all nice and neat. So that was just a light version of providing a bit of coverage in there, and good for lighting as well. And then with this design, I've changed the backup. So I've gotten rid of the lawn. I've actually kept that curved structure because I think it looks cool. And I've given you another roofed area. And you'll see, now I've brought the lounge furniture out here. I've got a couple of skylights in. I've kept that architectural element, a big black beam which supports the roof. But now I've given you a much bigger space, so it feels a lot more luxurious. It's covered. I think we just get rid of the lawn altogether and pave this entire space. I think we don't need to do any more decking. The pizza oven is in there. A seat, probably I'd like to put it back into that seat. Great lighting, good for music, it just becomes a really good social hub. Connects well with the pool, connects well with the dining space. And it also frees up that area. So as you walk up from the garden path to the back door, it frees up the space that would otherwise be contained by the dining table that I had in the previous designs. So you can see that architectural element, the timber posts which support the roof, but they also have this curving element which comes into it, which is quite neat. And finally, around the back of the house and the side of the house, so between the house and the retaining walls, I want to put in exposed aggregate concrete, and in those garden beds I want to put ground covers. And I think one of a cool little ground cover is the weeping rosemary, the ground covering rosemary. And then around the back here between the two main buildings, I think it's a great spot to put in some water tanks and a shed, and turn it into a bit of a utilities area, and being able to store things. And even from the front, being able to have access from the front to a good sized shed there means surfboards and things like that can be stored.